What I want you to imagine in the mind of your child is a sponge, and label that sponge curiosity about sexual things. They just kind of want to know. They're born curious and they absorb all of the information that is out there. And if you'll notice, whenever you watch the news with your children, they never ask, so what is the Dow Jones Industrial Average? But they actually do ask about anything or are curious about anything that has to do with sex, their bodies, how babies are made, why do people kiss, will I ever have a boyfriend, all of these things. As their parent, you get to fill that sponge, and you get to be the one that decides what goes in that sponge first. When they go off to school, they take their sponge with them in their mind, and if you have, out of a sense of protection, made sure nothing got in that sponge, then actually they are exposed to whatever message they may hear at school. And so what I want you to see is that you have the opportunity as a parent to fill this sponge with what you think is important about how a baby is born, how a baby's made, the design of reproduction. All of that goes in here. And then that's a full sponge. And what happens with a full sponge is that when something else is poured on top of it, it just kind of rolls off. But if there's nothing there, then when they go off to school, the very first thing they hear about sex is what lands in that sponge. As a parent, it is so much easier to be sure you know what got in there because you put it there first than to show up years later and think, I wonder what is in that sponge because I know I didn't put anything in it. So the culture will have an impact on your children. But the good news is that you get them first. You get the power of the first impression. You get to put the message in there first. And so what they hear in the culture is not going to have the same impact that it would if they had nothing in their sponge. What I want parents to remember is that you may think that you're protecting them from some information by not talking to them, but actually you're leaving them wide open to be exposed to whatever message is in the culture. And I think your message is going to be different from that. So take advantage of this time when they're young and fill their sponge.